This video will provide demonstration of using BusinessObjects Webby for a very typical use case: opening a report, refreshing the content based on selected prompt values, reviewing the content, and exporting the data to make it portable for other analytical purposes. Begin by logging into the BI Launchpad. Once you are logged in, navigate directly to the public folders and to the training folder. And click on the Webby Basic EX5 Webby document. What we see in this report is sales data for fictional retail stores across the United States. This data set is known as eFashion and is used worldwide for BusinessObjects training. This report has been published with data saved within it, so when it opens, there is data present, but it might not be the most recent data or contain the results you are interested in based on any selected prompts. First, we will look to see what prompts were saved within this report by clicking on the Prompt Summary icon. This will open the Prompts Summary window, showing the specific values that were chosen to be included in this report's query results. After reviewing the previously chosen prompts, close this window. To modify the prompt values for which the report is run, click on the Refresh icon. This will bring up the Prompts window, where you may select one or more values for which the report will be tailored to run. In this case, it is indicating that we must refresh the list from which to choose our prompt value. Click on the Refresh Values icon button. Let's select the first 4 values and deselect any lower in the list. Once you have selected the desired prompt values, click OK, then click the Run button. The report query will run using the selected prompt values to bring back the appropriate results in the data. The entire Webby document will refresh the tables and views based on this new data. You can see in this report that the first column is the fiscal year, the second column is the store location by city, the third column is the retail item, and the fourth column is an aggregation of sales revenue. Line by line, you can see the total sold per item by store. You can advance to page 2 by clicking the Page Forward icon, which is on the dynamically appearing and disappearing navigation and view control bar. On page 2, we see a continued list of per item per store sales, but the last line is an aggregation of the whole report. This shows a grand total across all stores and items of sales revenue of $8,872,379.60. The number to the left is a calculation of average sales per item per store of $170,623. Let's add some additional retail items to our report and see what happens. Click on the Refresh icon again. Refresh the Prompts Report list again. And add the next 2 items into the list that will be included in the query: loungewear and casual dresses. Click OK, and then click Run. The report refreshes in full and displays the new data results. Everything is recalculated based on the newly included values. You can see loungewear and casual dresses are now present line by line for each store. The number of pages in the report has grown to 3. The grand total of sales revenue on page 3 is now $9,796,261.50, and the average has decreased to $125,593. From an analytical perspective, and in this simple example, adding these 2 new retail items decreased the average revenue by over 26%. Also on the navigational toolbar are zoom controls. You can fit the report to the width of your screen, or you can fit an entire page on the screen. You can also select a custom zoom ratio. Set the custom zoom to 100% to return to the default. Currently, we are looking at the Fiscal Year Sales tab of this Webby document, as indicated by the line underneath the name. This Webby document has a second report tab with a different arrangement and aggregation of the data, the fiscal year sales store section. Click on the report tab name. The line will shift under this name and the report view will change. The second report tab is organized and sectioned by store location. The sales of retail items are listed, and in a separate table alongside are the store manager's name and some basic information about the store location, city, state, and zip code. Note that these results are still based on the prompt values selected a few minutes ago when we refreshed the data. You can page through the report all the way through to page 7, where there's a summarized total for all stores. Note how this value on the report matches the sum total from the fiscal year sales report tab, as they are coming from the same data. Let's look at some additional features for using and reviewing this report. Click on the fiscal year sales name to return to the first tab. On the far right side of the header area is a clipboard icon. Clicking this opens the main side panel. This is useful for seeing some information about this Webby document, and in particular when it was last refreshed. This can be found under the Information and Statistics Expando area. From the main side panel, you can also access the Document Navigation Map. This is used to quickly and easily move to specific sections of a given report. If the report tab you are viewing does not have sections, then the navigation map displays no data. However, clicking on a second report tab, Fiscal Year Sales Store section, the navigation map instantly updates with all of the store names, which are the dimension values used for sectioning this report tab. You can click on a store name to jump directly to the page on which that store's data is displayed. For example, clicking on eFashion Los Angeles takes you to page 4, where Los Angeles store data is displayed. Clicking on eFashion San Francisco jumps to page 5, where that store's data is displayed. The navigation map feature is incredibly useful and powerful in reports with very large data sets and many report sections. After determining what data to select for prompts and reviewing the report for accuracy and content, many users choose to export the report to another format. The reason for this may be to email a document to a colleague or manager and to conduct further analysis on the data in another tool, such as Excel. Let's export this Webby document to Excel. Click on the ellipses under the File area on the menu bar and select Export. On the Export window, Excel is the default selection. We will choose to export all tabs, and on the Options menu, leave the selection of Prioritize Easy Data Processing in Excel. Click on the Export button. Business Objects will organize and collate the data into an appropriate data stream for Excel. Depending on the size of your data set and complexity of the Webby document, this may take some time. In this case, the Excel file downloaded to the local computer almost immediately, as it is very simple and small. Click on the Excel icon in the download bar to open it. Here we see that the exported report content is visually almost identical to the views in Webby itself. Of note, headers and footers within the Webby document are not exported to Excel, text, or CSV. Because there were 2 tabs in the Webby document, there are 2 tabs in the exported Excel file. Go ahead and close this Excel file. Let's export to a PDF document, which would be very amenable to emailing, but let's focus only on New York stores. Click on the ellipses under the File area on the menu bar and select Export. On the Export window, choose PDF. We will choose to export only Fiscal Year Sales Store section. On the Range tab, select Pages and use the plus and minus arrows to select only from page 5 to page 5, which was where New York Store's data was displayed. On the Options tab, select the checkbox for Display Bookmarks. then click the Export button. Again, the export process may be lengthy if your report is large. The exported PDF document appears in the download bar almost immediately. Click it to open the PDF document. We see that only page 5 has been exported and contains the New York store data, along with San Francisco. If your sidebar is not activated, you can display it by clicking the menu icon in the top left. This will allow you to view the bookmarks, which operate in the same manner as the navigation map functionality in Webby. Let's close this PDF report. Finally, let's download the data rows as a CSV file. Click on the ellipses under the File area on the menu bar and select Export. On the Export window, choose CSV. We will choose Data instead of Reports. This changes the list to Query selection. Ensure Query 1 is selected and click the Export button. The downloaded CSV file will appear in the download bar. Click it and it will open in Excel automatically. When the file opens, you can see that all layout and formatting features have been removed and row-level data is seen. The level of detail is dependent on the dimensions in the Webby report and the measure values which have been disaggregated. At this point, your review and use of a Webby report may be done. You can close the Webby reports individually by clicking on the center dropdown and clicking the X, or you can log out of Webby completely. This is done by clicking on the profile icon and choosing Log Out.